Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to Bless Your Business with my incredible co-host, the one and only Angie Aki. We are here to talk about blessing your business, and this could be in so many different ways. We started talking a little bit about ERC and what that was last time, and this time we're going to take a deeper dive into that. And we're also going to talk about Orlando related and community, doing things, doing business with people local, and why that's important. And of course, Angie's going to impart lots of wisdom on us on all levels. Welcome back, Angie. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me, Ted. I appreciate it.
Always.
And it's an honor to co-host Bless Your Business with you.
Right. It's an honor for me too. I love this concept. I don't know if you got, but I got a lot of DMs and messages going, I love this concept. I love this. I can't wait to see more. And we're really here to do that. There are tools out there are programs out there are people out there, resources that can bless your business. And we want to kind of be the conduit there to doing that. So it looks different for everybody. So let's talk about ERC, give them a quick little 1 or 2 minute recap of last week. And then let's take a deep dive into it because I had a lot of people go, oh, I didn't know I could still do that, or I didn't think I qualified. So let's give them some more information on ERC.
Yep. So let's talk about that in so many ways. Let's start with I didn't know I could still do that. You can, right. And you absolutely should. But it's like anything in life, right? There's a time period. There's also a certain amount of money allocated to it. So as of this recording, right, we're in September. We're almost in the third quarter going into 2023. The first part of the program starts sunsetting in April of 2024. So does that mean you have to have everything in by April? No. Technically, you have until April of 2025 to apply for your 2021 credits.
Wow.
So without getting too in the weeds, you basically have 4 years to amend your 941s. So that's why it sunsets in different periods. And ERC is broken up into 2020 credits and 2021 credits. 2021 holds the vast majority of the money for you, just so that you understand. And we can talk about how that's broken up another day. But yes, you can absolutely still apply. You can and should. There are over 1 million businesses that have qualified. There's over 7 million that it appears should be eligible. There is a huge gap. And If you're sitting there going, am I eligible? I don't know. You don't know, but let's find out together, right?
It's 9 minutes, I think, right? That's our first form.
It's 9 minutes. So honestly, by the time, and Ted, I know you mentioned you got some messages. I got some messages. The link is going to be below this. I know Ted is so kind just to put the link in the Google form. And that means you're saying, hey, Angie, reach out to me. And then I'll follow up with you from there and I'll walk through the process. But by the time you send Ted a DM, and then he gets back to you, or I get back to you before you even fill out the Google form, you could be halfway through the eligibility questionnaire.
That's right.
So
I think people really quick, for the people who might be tuning in for the first time, tell them what ERC stands for again and what we're talking about, and then we'll go back to the deeper dive.
Yep. Thank you for that. I typically jump in. So it's the employee retention credit, or some people call it the employee retention payroll tax credit. It is basically a payroll tax credit for people and businesses that experienced an event from COVID in 2020, 2021 that impacted their business. You have to have had W-2 employees to be eligible. So if you have a bunch of 1099 subcontractors, that's wonderful. But the reality is you did not pay any payroll tax, so you can't get any back. So
funny how it works like that.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. So you have to have had a W-2 employee and had to pay that payroll tax in to be able to get a payroll tax credit back. So that's what we're talking about. It's under the CARES Act. It is, if you're familiar with the PPP loan, which a lot of people are, it came out at the same time. It just didn't get the same airtime as PPP. It's also under the CARES Act, which is EIDL loan as well. But the main difference with employee retention credit is, and this is the best part, you don't have to pay it back.
Yeah, that's amazing.
For real. You don't have to pay it back. It's not like, oh, you don't if this, or you don't if this, and you have to qualify and provide. Like, you just don't have to pay it back. That's it. It's like getting a tax return. They don't care what you use it for, and you don't have to pay it back. I think that's the best way that I can.
Huge. I mean, I think that if the money is there and it's been allocated, if you even have an inkling that you may or may not qualify, you may qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the 9 minutes is an easy first step into figuring it out. Now I had a bunch of questions go, well, a bunch of comments actually,
Mm-hmm.
people saying, oh, it's a government program, Ted. I can't even imagine how much paperwork and how much I have to do. It's going to be my firstborn, their firstborn. Talk a little bit about the process as we take a deeper dive, because I think that also scares people away, which it shouldn't. But they have this preconceived notion that it's going to be a very difficult process.
So it's not, for many reasons. You have me. And so one of the things, and Ted and I are going to talk about Orlando related in a minute, is it's so important and vital to have a local contact, a local resource, or even if you're outside of Orlando, right? You have a human that you can connect with. You have my cell phone number for any questions. And then I help through the process. I can help you get the paperwork together, and that we're going to talk about in a minute. I can follow the progression and send you updates of anything that's needed. So you're able to work with someone that you know, hopefully like and trust, right? And we're going to build that over some conversation so that I can help get you through this process. The process, quite frankly, is very easy. You go through the 9-minute questionnaire, and you're going to hear that a lot because it's a 9-minute questionnaire, and that's the first step. And once you do that, it's going to say, okay, here's your estimated credit. And I tell people not to get too excited or discouraged because of that, because until they analyze your paperwork, that's where the rubber meets the road.
Right.
So then you have to provide your gross payroll reports. And this is a gross payroll report per pay period. If you're using something like QuickBooks, ADP, Paychecks, whatever it is, these are really easy to pull. And in fact, the company that I'm working with, that I'm affiliated with, the system, they're techie people. I am not. It's amazing though. But the system, if you're using one of these softwares, you can say, yes, I am. And if you're familiar with how banks typically will connect, it'll connect your bank account through Plaid or something like that.
Yes.
It's a very similar process. And then the software goes in like little magical wizards and pulls the reports that are needed. So it's one less thing you have to do. So that's probably the easiest part.
That's awesome.
And then we need copies of your 941s, the 3 pages of your 941s for the quarters that you apply for or are eligible for. And that's quarters 2, 3, and 4 of 2020 and quarters 1, 2, and 3 of 2021. So your payroll, whoever's processing your payroll should have those. And if not, you can request them from the IRS. Now, right. Is that ideal? Probably not, but hopefully you have access to those on your own or through whoever is processing your payroll. But if not, I have had plenty of customers that had to reach out to the IRS and they actually got them. And then we were able to process their tax credit, and they already got their credit.
It's amazing.
So it's not, and you have to include, if you got a PPP loan, basic information. I can help you pull that. That's actually public info in case you didn't know, but I can help pull that for you. And then any grants that you got during that time that you used for payroll, you'll have to disclose. But overall, I promise it is an easy process, and don't let it scare you. You're not financing your firstborn.
Right.
I mean, but collateralizing your house or your business. It's none of that. It is simple and straightforward.
Yeah, Angie and I understand why you might think that when there's anything that's governmental or, but Angie's there to help you through the process. And I think a lot of people were just fearful of the paperwork. Going back. Now, if you've never filed a 941 or you've never done any of that stuff, this is probably not for you until you go back and make sure you have those filed But yes,
I did have someone that said, okay, I'm ready. I haven't done my 941s or my taxes for the past, 3 years. I'm like, well, I can't like that. Let's get that situated. You have to work on that before I can help you.
yes.
But yeah, it's really a simple, straightforward process. So don't be scared. And there's no obligation or fee upfront. You're not paying anything until you're getting your funds back. And by the way, you don't pay any more because you're working with me, just to be totally candid. You're not paying any more or less. It's the same. You just have a human and local connection to help you.
Who's going to help you through it. So let's talk about the local connection. We having a local person, especially if you watch the show and you're in Central Florida, the Central Florida area, it makes a huge difference. It's the same as when you get a loan and it's from a company in California, I'll say, and you have nobody roots here. There's no brick and mortar no person you can talk to who's in your community. I think we've all faced that challenge when we've ever done business, especially business where we're going to get some money back. It's so good to have somebody local. And that's why I love what Angie does, because she's really in it. Like, she's there to help you through the process. But having local, we'll talk about Orlando Related. Orlando Related, if you haven't heard of it, you can go to orlandorelated.com, by the way. Or if you're a business, join theor.com. Orlando Related is this brainchild. I cannot take a ton of credit for this. This is the brainchild of a friend of mine and partner. But we are seeing it to fruition. And the whole point of Orlando Related is that we are Orlando businesses, Orlando entrepreneurs, Orlando people who are already enmeshed in the community. And we want to do good things with each other and for our community. And so you've probably heard of other platforms like Alignable. There's some out there that have a similar take on it. But what we're doing is making it, we're really creating an environment where you are working with a local human being who lives, eats, and breathes and works in the Orlando area, hence Orlando Related. One of the great things that part of this is the charitable part and the give back part. It's also the introduction part. It's the creating an environment where there's trust, which goes back to our discussion with Angie. She's local, you're local. It's much easier, I feel like, to build a trust and rapport when you have somebody who's in your own backyard. And so Orlando Related, the goal of it is collaboration. And it sort of goes along with Bless Your Business, because that's what our ultimate goal is for businesses to be blessed, charities to be blessed, programs in our Orlando area. And so it's an exciting thing for me. If you're interested, you can reach out to Angie. Angie is an Orlando Related member. You can reach out to me either at orlandorelated.com or join the OR for orlandorelated.com, or reach out to me on my link tree that's scrolling across there. The forms are there. But we really want to give back, and we want to create that environment where it's collaborative and there's trust as the foundation. And that's really what Orlando Related is all about, which is why you want to do it.
It's way more fun when you collaborate with someone, right? Like, this is so fun. And if I were to do this by myself, or you were to do this by yourself, wouldn't be as much fun. And we honestly wouldn't be able to reach as many people, because we probably resonate with different people. We can double our reach. We can scale. We can serve so many more people when we work together. And when we collaborate, you look at something like Orlando Related, and I'm, the resource for you.
Yes.
Then maybe I say, okay, well, my friend is over here, or let me introduce you to this person. Or even, I know I had someone recently that went through a life event and said, hey, I need to refinance my house. I know this isn't the best time. And I said, you know what? I know the guy. Here he is. And meet him.
That's what you want. I mean,
that's exactly what you want, because
I want to do business with like-minded people. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about doing things locally is, especially within Orlando Related, is we're we're doing education and social events where you actually get to meet with and talk and break bread with the people that you're going to be referring to, so that you build that rapport. We found that that's what's missing from a lot of these online groups. They have a great premise, but then there's not enough interaction, social face to face, which we all still need. If you don't believe that, trust me, it is a beautiful thing to go face to face, break bread, talk to people in person. And then you build that rapport and trust. And from that grows all of this, grows the bless your business, grows the collaboration, the advocacy. And then you think about, wow, I love Angie. Oh my God, I have a friend who owns a restaurant. 2021 or 2020 was tough for them. I'll refer Angie to them. That's the kind of stuff that will come out of the relationships, hence the relationships in Orlando, and the whole point of the group. You're going to have people that you, as Angie said, know, like, and trust, and that's what we're building. So
Yeah.
if you're one of the, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm a big community person, and I know, next week, Ted and I have more planned for you, and we're going to dive into more community and bringing people together. And it is, if you're in virtual groups and you are not out in front of people and breaking bread with people, then do it, right? Go have some coffee with someone, connect with someone, have some lunch. It really makes such a huge difference, and it builds that relationship, and it just builds it faster, and it builds deeper relationships. And it is so important, and something we all got away from, but that's how you really build community.
You do. I mean, it's nice to do Zoom. I get it. I mean, but really people crave human contact, and we're trying to get back to that, and we're trying to create an environment where you can feel good about attending an event and know that you're with people that are like-minded when it comes to business and social, personal. You have an event coming up. Speaking of events, let's give them a sneak peek, a little discussion about this amazing event, which is at the end of September.
Yes, it's the end of September. It's an event I'm hosting at the Citrus Club. It's a live women's event. So again, live, in person, community together, such an important part. It's called Moxie and Money, Women Taking Control of Their Life and Their Future. It's going to be an amazing event for women. We're going to walk through everything from owning your dream to rewriting your money story, to setting yourself up for success, to passive investing and passive income streams. A portion of the proceeds are going to a nonprofit, New Image Youth Center. We're going to use a rotating table format, and we'll dive more into this, but that means you're at a different table for each discussion, and we're going to workshop after each presentation. So you're walking out with actionable items, and you will have met at least 45 new women in business at this event. So it's going to be awesome. Yep. Tickets are available.
How do they find out more about it? And we'll talk more about it next week too, but how do they find out more about it, Angie?
You can go to my website, ohanainvestmentpartners.com/events/women, and we can drop that in the link below as well. Or I don't know if it's easier to add it to your link tree or drop it below, or you can reach out to me as well. I'd be happy to share the information with you, but we would love to have you there.
I love that. And this goes back. You have a very collaborative, giving, generous spirit, and it blesses you. Like, this is another way you can bless your business. I know it's old school, and I know y'all might not believe it, but you blessing other people and other businesses is a surefire way for your business and your life to be blessed, which is kind of the very core at the bottom here of what we want to do. We want to give you the resources and give you the tools. So if there's something you want to learn about, there's a guest that you think we should have on the show, we'd love for you guys to reach out to me or Angie, because we'd love to talk to them. We will continue these conversations. I'm excited for I won't be at her event because I'm not a woman, but I am excited to promote it because that just has a ripple effect, such a positive, wonderful ripple effect out in the community. And so when we do events like this, I know a lot of people go, another event, but I promise you, every event I go to is life-changing in some way, shape, or form. I learn, I grow, and I get something out of it. You just have to go into it with the right mindset.
Yes, it's all about mindset.
All about
Yeah.
mindset. We should spend a whole day talking about that. All right, Angie, tell them how the best way for them to reach you again and how they can find out more about you.
You can go to my website, ohanainvestmentpartners.com. You can always email me, Angie at ohanainvestmentpartners.com. And if you want to be updated about the women's event, we can put a link as well to be notified about the event, or just go to my website /events/women.
Fantastic. I'm excited. This is always great. You all, if you are a business who was operating in 2020, 2021, reach out to Angie. W-2, that's what you have to remember. W-2, and you really need to have filed your stuff. I mean, that would be the
Yes.
best case scenario. But it's not too late. So if you are an employer, you should absolutely reach out to Angie. And we have that link below as well. And on my link tree, you can also find it. And then Orlando Related, you can go to orlandorelated.com. And if you're interested as a business owner, a CEO, CFO, CMO, whatever you want to call yourself, we'd love to have you take a look. That's at jointheor.com. So let's bless their business. Yes, I appreciate you, Angie. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's what we're here for. We're here to bless your business, and we'll see you next week.
I
Bye,
appreciate you. Blessings, everyone.
Appreciate you. Blessings.